The Pope's Commission to Protect Minors from Clergy Sex Abuse is meeting for the first time since it renewed the panel. It includes survivors. The members of the commission met Pope Francis on Saturday in a private audience. Cardinal Sean O'Malley of Boston, who has been reconfirmed as president, met the Holy Father earlier in the week. Vatican correspondent Juliet Linley joins us from Rome. Juliet, Pope Francis has come under fire for his handling of the sex abuse scandal, but he did recently apologize to survivors in Chile and in a few days will host those victims in the Vatican. What role will survivors play in this commission?
Well, Lauren, judging from the news that English and Welsh survivors of abuse opened this meeting, it would certainly appear that they will have a prominent position in the commission. So the Vatican press office put out a quote from one of the visitors saying that they hope they will develop a wider network of victims willing to advise and to support the ongoing work. And the survivors said that they could see that they're sharing and that having put victims first had certainly impacted the commission members.
What was the main concern by the survivors?
Well, the key topics up for discussion were the outcome of the Australian Royal Commission, which had pinpointed clergy abuse in Australia, as well as bringing into question the question of the secret of confession. Now, commissioners also discussed the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child and how it's being implemented at the Vatican. And finally, they also focused, Lauren, on the role of faith communities in how they can help to overcome abuse trauma.
With that great list of things that they are working on, what are the priorities for the Commission moving forward?
Certainly, Lauren, a key priority is finding ways to effectively integrate the voice of survivors into the ministry of the Catholic Church. Now, also working with survivors as an effective form of prevention, as well as education and formation of clergy members and religious around the world. And as we know, the Commission has drawn up safeguarding guidelines and norms, but they do need to be implemented globally, which is an enormous task. Now, as we know, at the end of this week, victims of Chilean clergy abuse will come to visit the Pope. A spokesperson for the Commission tells us it doesn't deal with individual cases, but they said that they are delighted that this meeting is actually taking place here at the Vatican.
A step forward. Thank you so much. Juliet Linley, EWTN News Nightly Vatican correspondent.
Thank you, Lauren.